Is this thing on? What's up, guys? I'm super excited because we have our very own here today. And Felicia Nemens is a local realtor. She's here at the Coastal Realm Group. I followed you like what, November, December?
Yeah.
We kind of became friends on social media, and she has amazing content, super authentic, real. I feel like I can relate to her, and I know a lot of people love her. And I just am so excited that we get to sit here and do this together and, just go about our day-to-day task in real estate and as moms. And so thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. So I want to kind of get into your background and what caused you to get into real estate, what your career was before real estate, and how you used that to kind of springboard into this industry. So can you tell everyone what you did before real estate?
So before real estate, I was in the hospitality world for my whole life, it feels like. And then I really wanted to be a SWAT paramedic. And then after I had kids, I kind of just fell into a dark hole of not knowing what I wanted to do or kind of who I wanted to be. And then I bought my first house, and it was a foreclosure flip. And then I just kind of fell in love with the process of everything. And I've just always loved kind of like paying it back and paying back that knowledge forward.
Yeah. And you have 2 kids.
2.
How old?
9, and my daughter will be 6 on Monday.
Wow. And something that I love is with your social media, you do such a great job of just breaking things down into, layman's terms, and people are able to relate to you. And on a mom level, on an entrepreneur level. And so when did you start making your reels and your videos on Instagram?
When did I start? Honestly, I started more consistently after joining the Coastal Realm Group kind of thing.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
also, she's not giving herself enough credit.
Yes.
She would post these really funny reels and just updates about the market and, what does it look like to buy a house? And I feel like you were just so funny. And like you would, attach the trending music and authentically, like, just, be yourself in the car and bop along to it and just kind of provide value to people that are following you. So
Yeah.
you started with that.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it more.
Yes. No, I think the biggest thing is like obviously you want to like relate your life to other people, and I just like I'm super awkward, so I only really know how to be is myself and kind of like play on like being a mom and like being in the world kind of like you do with your social media and stuff, because it's hard to create content and be a mom and sell houses and do it looking pretty. And
yeah. I think that's why you and I get along so well, because I think it's so important for you to be just authentic and raw. And like, we could post videos of us looking like homeless. Like, we need to, spruce ourselves up sometimes. But like, I think it's so important to show the real part of you, and just like, even just how exhausting it is to balance any work life, whether it's real estate or, any type of industry, but balancing being a mom, running your business, and then being able to say, hey, like, I don't need a filter. I'm just going to show up, show out, and provide value. And I think people see that on your page. You see that on our page, and like, they love it.
Yeah, because not for nothing, a lot of like the typical realtor is just like this picture perfect put together pretty house. Like we live in South Florida, you know what I mean? Like everything's beautiful. There's so much money here, and it's just like not the reality of selling houses and being
We
a
were
realtor.
just talking about how people, like, we'll meet realtors and we have no idea who they are because they're so filtered and photoshopped on their signs, business cards, just listed, post, whatever. And you're like, wait, who is that? And so like I use a filter all the time too, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's funny because you see these people and we're like, they don't look anything like their post or anything like their pictures
No.
or billboards. And
I'm like, who are you?
and honestly, I know all of you guys are thinking that, but aren't saying it. So here is my my word of encouragement to just be authentic, and you don't always have to be dressed up and
No.
show up and show out. In fact, our next podcast, Felicia and I are going to be completely no makeup.
Yes.
We're going to be in our pajamas.
Yes. Big t-shirts. And
Big t-shirts. So we're going to
messy
make everyone
ones.
feel real comfortable here. So I'm really excited for that. But speaking of that, just wanted to quickly ask Felicia, for everybody watching, I just feel like you're crushing it in real estate now, and you always have been, but even more so now. What changed in your real estate career? Like, what things have you implemented to kind of get more attention for you and your clients?
I think the biggest thing is just being myself, not trying to fit in like boxes of like a specific brokerage or like what they expect of you and things like that. And I think that's like the greatest thing about EXP and the Coastal Rum Group is we just get to be ourselves. Like we just get to show where we are and where we're at and just run with it kind of. And, you know, kind of like, I mean, fall on your face a little bit, but it's more fun when you get to be yourself versus like someone's telling you like, because we all got into real estate because we didn't want that. You know what I mean? We wanted to grow, be ourselves and cultivate our own brands and, you know.
Yeah, we're 1099 for the most part.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like so many agents, they sign on, they get promised the world. They almost, you know, and we do provide a lot of trainings and value and, you know, help with one-on-ones and dissecting your schedule to kind of fill the gaps. But there's so much freedom, I feel like, in this model and even in this group and in these walls where it's like, hey, how can I meet you where you're at and at the same time help you scale your business?
Yeah.
And I like that we treat everyone like, no, like you really are your own 1099 like business. Like you're not a W-2, you know, it's not show up here and sit up and work the floor. Otherwise, I'm not giving you any leads. Like it's not like that. So I think that's like super valuable.
Yeah. And I think it was like super comforting for me to just like walk into a space and that like what was presented to me was what was presented to me. And that's what
that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's important.
Yeah. Because everyone, you know, like not to talk down about anyone because everyone is, you know, but it's really important to like be who you say you are at the end of the day because we're handling huge transactions. Like the camaraderie and everything is fun, but like we're also doing really important things. And if you're not who you say you are, like behind the scenes, like things can get muddy.
Yeah. I think it gives you like, it kind of takes pressure off your shoulders of like, you are being who you say you are, right? I feel like if you have to be something you're not and like turn it on all the time and then like off camera or behind a client's back, then you turn it off and like you're constantly balancing like these different parts of you. Like I feel like in business, it's super important to just completely be yourself. And then naturally, like you're going to align with the right clients and the right people that like want to work with you and support you
100%
for you.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's super important. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Any tips for new agents?
Tips for new agents. Just find somebody that you align with, not only in business and everything else, but everything else that they align with you in their beliefs, their morals, their values, and just run with that person. And just because everyone like preaches to you, like, find, you know, training, find training. But it's just like at the end of the day, training is important. But if you're not doing transactions, like I've learned more from doing it and being in it than.
And I think when you're running with people, I know you and a couple of the other agents said something that we do is when you're running and doing those things like hands-on in real life, like you're getting real training and real exposure and like pivoting and answering any type of issues that come up on the spot and finding the right solution. And while you're doing that, people don't realize like you are with agents like that all day long. You're in the car, you're at open houses, you're having conversation in between clients coming in and out. And it's like, if I'm a stick in the mud and you're not having fun with me, like it's going to make it's going to make training and learning and going through that process.
Yeah. You're going to hate
hard.
real estate.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think that's important. That's a good one. So align yourself with people that you could, go out to dinner with or have fun with outside of a transaction. I think
And
that's
I
important.
think a lot of people say that. And I, like myself, I used to think it was all stage talk, and people would just like say that, like,
Right.
find the people you align with and the family and la la la, because it sounds good.
Right.
But like, it really does exist if like you take the time to like,
Mhm.
when you're interviewing a brokerage, interview those brokerages, like ask them hard questions, not just to do with like real estate, like ask them how they handle things, ask them how, like your mentor trainee relationship is going to go. Like, can you go to that person? Can you ask them questions? Or
Right.
are they just going to be like, I'm too busy for this. Like, I can't.
I think
know.
we should tell everyone. I haven't personally done this, but I wish I would have. Like, go to the agents that are in that brokerage, DM them on Instagram, send them a text. Gosh, most agents have their phone public everywhere, phone number.
100%.
So, like, I would reach out to them and be like, what is your true experience? And if they
Yeah.
feel funny, like texting it or putting it in writing, like, call them and ask them, like, hey, like, I want to know, am I making the right decision for my family and I? Because before I pay for business cards, signage, billboards, benches, any type of marketing and material, paying for someone to do my logo, like, am I aligned with the right people before I jump in and spend thousands of dollars on branding myself?
Yeah.
So I think that's really important.
And a lot of the time, like, if you're a good realtor is going to have that conversation with you, because that's how we network. That's how we make our money. Like, we all need to win in order to keep it going. Like, we have to work together at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm very for like being each other's biggest fans and cheerleaders, even if you're not from the same brokerage, and like just genuinely being happy for them and aligning, together. And I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all that I have. Do you have anything for me? Any questions?
How are you so amazing?
No, not answering that.
Yeah.
I drink one cappuccino from the seed every day and it gets me going.
And that's what it does.
Pretty much.
No, I do have one question. What do you think? Because
I have no idea what she's gonna ask me, so I'm kind of nervous. Go ahead.
I'm really bad at asking questions, but how have you cultivated such like a mental toughness, like as a mother, as a businesswoman? Like, you really, like, I mean, I don't know if you're having a bad day ever or what's going on, because
I love this question.
I just think you really have like a lot of grace and patience. And how have you developed that?
Oh gosh. Well, I'll give you the short answer. I think each time you're faced with something that could be like hard in a transaction or relationship or just, even the stress, more than anybody, like navigating, getting our kids out the door, waking up at 5 a.m., getting ourselves together, packing our own lunch. Like, I think when you can compartmentalize those different tasks that you have to do and you step back and look at, okay, what's my outcome for the day, right? And if people know that I'm either struggling or in a bad mood or frustrated, like, that's not going to do anything good for somebody else in my presence, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of shifted to be like, look, I have an outcome today. It's to pour into my agents and make a lot of money. And if showing them how frustrated I am or how much pressure is on me, if that's not going to contribute to the outcome that I want, you're not going to get that from me, right? And I think that's just been instilled in me because I was a former Division I athlete. Sports were just my life growing up since 3 years old, really. And I just, I look at how can I win this game? How can we win this war? And each day I just kind of look at it like the only way to win is to have a good mindset, a clear mindset, and to lead with no emotional decision making. So does that help?
Yeah.
Thanks. That was a great question. Wow. Look at you. You're like, I'm bad at asking questions. That was probably the best question I've ever gotten.
Wow.
High five. Okay. Well, we're excited to come on next week and we will share sometime this week who's coming on. And for now, thanks for watching. And please go follow Felicia on Instagram and TikTok. She will make your day every time you watch her video. Bye.
Bye.